Day for the Division I level of the ALC tournament. The newcomers, the Tennessee Volunteers, enter their first ever ALC tournament semifinal. Standing in their way are the Liberty Flames, who have never lost a semifinal game in this tournament. It would be 3 consecutive championship Sundays with a win today. Will the old guard stand firm, or will Rocky Top rock the top of the ALC? Find out right now on the ALC's tournament coverage on Lacrosse TV. Good afternoon, everybody. Dan Zampano along with former Appalachian State midfielder George Revicorn, as we have a great matchup for you in this Division I semifinal matchup. One of the top teams in the country, the Liberty Flames, looking to get back to the final of a conference that they joined. Their coach, Kyle McQuillan, is the president of the ALC, and he has dominated in this conference so far as he's been there. But today, they face a team they haven't faced so far this year, a newcomer, the Tennessee Volunteers, George.
Yeah, Tennessee's looking to come out here making names for themselves today. Big opportunity to come up here to Lynchburg, face Liberty kind of on their home ground. Liberty's got a good crowd out here today, but Tennessee's got a good one too. They have a lot of energy, and I'm looking forward to a good game. Should
be at a very exciting time. For Liberty, they have never lost in this position. They have only seen victories at the level of the semifinals. They won the ALC 2 years ago in its inaugural season, and then lost a year ago to Virginia Tech. It's the Volunteers. It's the Flames. Division I semifinals. Let's do it from Lynchburg as we're underway. Win off the face. It's Liberty's face. Luke Rafferty has it, the LSM. He is denied, though. Ball is checked out and then regathered by Liberty as they try to get it out. Remy Newton has it, and the Flames strike first on the face-off. Flames come in as the number 3 team in the country, as they have woozed their way to a 12-2 record so far this season. It has been, they originally went on a 8-game road trip in which they won 7 games earlier this year. They are back home in Lynchburg for their final 2 games they were able to win, and their offense has a lot of firepower from a lot of different places, including this guy, Keaton Mose, who's playing today, coming off of an injury, George.
Yeah, Keaton Mose, he's going to be a big player to watch today. Last year, he was the first-team All-American. He's actually a transfer from Marquette. Coming off a separated shoulder recently, he's showing a lot of grit, but he's still a very capable player. Looking to see how he plays today.
Well, Zach Janis gets a save on Mose, and Liberty gets the first shot opportunity. How about for the Tennessee Volunteers?
Yeah, for Tennessee, number 49, J.D. Schellenberger. He's got 28 goals on the year and 7 assists, and he's a sophomore. He's actually a transfer from Tampa, Division I, and then 4 goals and 1 assist versus NC State in his quarterfinal, so he's looking to build off that.
Stick lifted there, and it's going to be a turnover. Matt Walker able to do it, and a quick penalty now. Tennessee is going to send somebody off right at the start of the gates. Is not exactly what the Volunteers were looking for to start. That's number 1, Jack Lydon, the senior defenseman, who's going to get sent off after a little bit of extra after that play.
Yeah, you can't have a frustration penalty this early in the game, especially out of one of your seniors.
So it'll be a man-up opportunity for the Flames. Keys to the game today, George. What are we looking at from Liberty?
Yeah, keys to the game for Liberty is green means go, and this is off the jump. Liberty wants to press that foot down on the gas. Right off the jump, they want to take that lead and keep it.
And for Tennessee?
Yeah, for Tennessee, it's going to be controlled aggression. So they know Liberty's a very talented offense. They're going to have to press out on those guys, but it's got to be with control. They want to be aggressive and press out, but not overplay their hand and have Liberty dodge by them. Very dangerous team. Have to stay controlled and balanced in that defensive attack to try to dictate what they do here.
Especially a man up, and that is the shot that they want to create for number 22, Cooper Branham, as he gets that one to hit the bar. He is very dangerous from the wing, as we know. That one's going to go out of bounds. Tennessee going to gather that ball. Got out of it lucky because Branham loves that shot. He is the leading goal scorer so far this year for the Flames. 37 goals and 22 assists for Branham.
And you can see why it's a shot like that. A little bit high, but a good take, good ball reversal, good unselfish play on that by Liberty.
Out and about now as Mose takes it back out. One of the things that Liberty does is kind of a staple of their program, the 10-man ride clear. You don't see it a lot at the MCLA level, but they do a lot of that on the clears for other teams, and it has bothered a lot of teams if they have never faced it before.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit of a risky ride pulling that goalie out to kind of help out, but it's really rewarding. You can generate a lot of goals off turnovers.
And a goal coming off of a turnover for the Flames as the captain of the team, Cam Carter, able to put one past the net. The Flames are on top.
Great ball move to the backside, gets that goalie off the pipe, sticks it near. To add on to that 10-man ride, again, that goalie's going to come off, and he's actually going to take one of those attackmen. Then one of those defenders is actually going to get released across the midfield line to come help on that ride while a midi comes back. From there, they can have a midi on the far side or the near side step across or back, allowing those two defenders, your LSM and one of those poles, to kind of eat in the middle of the field, have four guys across. So you just have to be careful to communicate. The midi is on either side. That way no one is offsides. But he has big advantage. Look to Tennessee to try to shoot long shots and back it up to clear it, or have some patience.
Another violation there on Tennessee as we get underway here. 12 minutes to go in the first quarter. We are in the very, very early stages of the first Division I semifinal. Liberty, a team that has been really, really good in this tournament as they have a lot of depth and a lot of experience on this team, but they've also added some pieces. As you can see, number 13, that is Peyton Doyle. He is a transfer from Siena University, Division I player, came over to the Flames this year and is coming off of an injury, a torn ACL last year, but he has been a staple for their offense as well. Here's the other Branham brother, Luke Branham, the freshman. Can't get a shot quite often. It's collected by transfer from Colorado State, Braden Landry. Landry, a dangerous attackman, an off-ball mover as well. Top to Doyle. Doyle's got a good shot. That time a great save, and even with the split to boot for Zach Janis, who's had a couple of saves so far.
Good defensive possession by Tennessee there. Forcing an outside shot with a good save, get it clear.
For Tennessee, talked about one of those players to watch. About J.D. Schellenberger, and for those wondering, no, there is no relation to Connor Schellenberger, but he is their version of a Connor Schellenberger, I think. Tennessee patient here early, coming with a record of 9-5, and by the way, this is the first full winning season for Tennessee since 2012. They had a winning season in 2020 before the season was cut short, so they never got to finish it. They have not had a winning season and a winning record in 11 years. Now they are back in the ALC semifinals. Former members of the SELC, as are the Flames. That one picked off as Remy Newton picks it off and moves forward, and quickly the Flames will get out in front. Usually don't go on fast breaks, but they've got speed and numbers, and Evan Schock able to corral it there, and now the Flames will get some reinforcements in.
Remy Newton with a little bit of gamesmanship there, kind of acting like he's subbing off the field and cutting back towards the goal really hard, trying to get Tennessee to try to sub with him to get a quick little man-up opportunity there. Look for him to keep doing that.
Pennsylvania native, described to us as really the dog of this team. He is a defensive midfielder, but he is hard to get around and a very physical player, former football player that likes to lay the lumber when he has to, but plays controlled. Here is Mose, nursing that left separated shoulder, gets around one man, backhand pass. That one goes by Branham, and Moses' Lakeville, Minnesota partner there, who he grew up with, is Will Geary, number 24. Inside to Branham, and that one, another save by Janis. He's come up big so far, his third save of the day.
Tennessee's short stick defenders doing a good job so far. Playing good inside leverage, not giving them topside shots.
Trying to get this clear on, and this is where Liberty tries to feast on turnovers. But that time, Tennessee able to get out in front. Ryan O'Connor knocked down that shot, but now picked up by the Volunteers. Looking for a shot and an opportunity, and now the layoff of Sam Knock, the mid that they really like. Reed Copeland loves Sam Knock, but now an offsides penalty coming up against the Volunteers in a substitution, as looks like the Flames are speeding them up a little bit on those clears.
Yeah, tight game here. Early first quarter, you can't afford those unforced turnovers like that out of Tennessee. Going to be able to possess that ball, especially against a dangerous offense like Liberty.
Carter, the lefty, came back for another year of eligibility after COVID season. Now back inside. A lot of depth on the first and second lines as Mose rips a shot, trying to see how he feels. He said earlier this week that he felt about 85% ready to go.
Tennessee still electing to keep a shorty over there.
Here's Mose. It's a Landry. Now working around down to Luke Branham. Shot. Score! The power from Luke Branham as he gets through the defender, and Branham's got a goal. 2-0 Flames.
That's a great handle there. Absorbed that contact. Looked like that was a question mark roll back to his outside shoulder. Yet protects that stick. Quick finish to the inside net.
For Branham, that would be his 25th goal of the year. In fact, part of the reason why Cooper Branham is still on the team is because his younger brother Luke decided to come to Liberty and they wanted to play together. So the two Branham brothers have been staples, and Cooper has had his best year with 59 points coming into today's contest. Luke not far behind with 37. And there's that time a violation for the Flames.
I'm sure Coach is hoping there's a third brother on the way.
I'm sure he is, Coach Kyle McQuillan. And if you look at the stat sheet, Liberty, you see they have plenty of guys. They have 7 or 8 guys that have at least 20 points this season, and 5 over 30 points. So they are not just deep in terms of numbers, but deep in terms of production as well.
And when you're that deep on offense, you can really choose to attack the defense where you are. You know, if you're kind of heavy on 1 or 2 guys, it's easy to key in on them, maybe put your best defenders on them. With as deep as Liberty is, they're not afraid to move the ball to their 5th, 6th option and then attack that 5th, 6th best option on defense because they're confident in their players.
Jack Sullivan tried to move inside and now passed off. Ball kind of squirts out to the top. Settle back. There's a shot, a score!
Excellent backside ball movement by Tennessee there. If you're going to score on a talented defense like Liberty, that's what you got to do. Draw the slide, quick ball reversal to the other side. Ball got stuck in someone's stick for maybe a half second too long. Still absorbs that check, gets one more pass off. Good finish on the backside by Tennessee there.
Will Tobias, the sophomore midfielder from Westminster, Maryland, able to put that one home, and Tennessee is now on the board. And that is going to be a victory for the Flames. Picked up there. It's up 3-1 on those face-off categories. And now the Flames get back to work on offense. And again, like we talked about, potent, deep, a lot of talent. Some D1 NCAA talent on this offense. And other guys that have just decided that they weren't going to play college sports at another NCAA school and came here looking for success in the MCLA level. There's Geary down low to Branham, who's already got a goal. That's Luke Branham.
You can tell Liberty's got a lot of respect for this goalie. Not taking those outside looks that they might, looking to get a better look.
Janice had 114 saves this year. There is Keaton Mose, who dances around his defenders and puts one in the net.
Point for Liberty.
I think dancing's a good way to describe that. Real nifty footwork, getting through a couple of defenders there, light on his toes, crafty finish. Slippery player.
Mose, very slippery indeed, was at Marquette as a freshman, and then when the coaching change happened, was about to go to Georgetown, and at the last minute decided, I think I want to play at Liberty, and has been a very welcome addition to the Flames as they quickly get out in front, and a beautiful shot as Mason Kane, the very dangerous attackman, receives a beautiful pass and the finish for Tennessee right off the break.
And you can credit that to the LSM for Tennessee right there. Number 8 on that face-off. Beautiful ground ball, running through that ground ball hard, getting upfield on that 4-on-3, making a good pass to the outside shooting pocket, sticks it in the corner. Great shot. But again, let's highlight that LSM on that face-off. Great job on that by him.
That's Miller Horn who was able to pick that one up. Horn with a beautiful play right there as the senior LSM gets an assist on the day. Well, Tennessee, again, it's kind of a double-edged sword when you face an opponent that you've never seen. Tennessee, not a lot to play for, obviously, with them. It's going to be hard for them without winning this whole tournament to get into the MCLA national tournament. But for Liberty, having to deal with a team that they haven't seen this season, and they've only not played 2 teams in their whole conference, ECU being the other one. How do they deal with that with the unknown?
Yeah, and I think, like you mentioned, for Tennessee, this is kind of the end of their year. So I think a desperate team is also a very dangerous team. You know, they're cornered, and then there's a lot of seniors that have a lot of pride on this team, have a lot of talent, like you just saw from that ground ball from that LSM. So they're going to be playing hard. They're going to be playing very aggressively. They're not going to back down at all. They're going to try to take advantage of this opportunity.
Carter gets his defender loose, but Janis again has shown a lot of mettle in goal today, and they quickly break the ride and get out in the clear.
Tennessee having some early success in the clear. Doing a pretty good job possessing the ball, not letting Liberty take too much momentum. And
now a flag comes loose, so Tennessee down by 1 can tie this game and maybe double dip here. Just working around offensively. Tennessee, we talked about Mason Kane. He's one of their best players as well, along with J.D. Schellenberger. Both are very, very highly touted. Kane playing the sophomore attackman role. As that time they get it underneath, and a beautiful backhanded shot by Ethan Holthaus, able to get his 19th goal of the year in style and ties the game at 3.
Like you said, in style with that shot. Very tough catch, very tough finish through traffic. You see this one more time, he's right on his hands there, but just kind of gets his stick free, puts it on cage. Tough for a goalie to react to that.
Good look by Michael Riccardi, who is playing attack today instead of midfield, able to find his teammate, the senior, Holthaus. So it has been back and forth, really, here today. As the Flames, yes, they are the 3rd-ranked team in the nation, but do not count out Tennessee. They have a lot of firepower as well offensively, and a really good goaltender to boot.
Tennessee not doing a lot to beat themselves right now, not giving Liberty the easy stuff. Clearing okay, facing off okay, not a lot of turnovers, valuing that ball outside of that first very start.
And another collection for Tennessee, and a quick timeout as Coach Reed Copeland going to talk it over. He likes what he's seen so far from the Volunteers, as right now it's a 3-3 ball game, exactly where they want it. Tennessee's jumped out to a pretty good start here so far, George.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Liberty's moving the ball pretty well in offense. They're getting pretty good looks, but Tennessee's goalie's doing a great job. Their defense is doing a good job forcing those outside shots, not giving up those doorstep layups.
We'll come back for more lacrosse action, 3-3 early between Liberty and Tennessee. The first of 2 Division I semifinals for the ALC tournament, as Tennessee and Liberty notched at 3 early on here in Lynchburg. As there's a shot that was saved by the goaltender, Eric Warnstrom, for Liberty, and kept alive for the possession of Tennessee by Jackson Zimmer. Warnstrom replacing a 5-year goalie in Ryan Reynolds, who was an All-American, and quick tic-tac-toe passing by Tennessee that got Warnstrom out of the net, and Jack Sullivan puts it away. Michael Riccardi with another great assist, and Sullivan puts it home for his 10th goal of the year. Tennessee with an early lead. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and their offense is cooking so far. So after the Sullivan goal, it is Riccardi with another assist and another face-off win for the Volunteers as well. George, Tennessee seeming to have some life. Another tic-tac-toe goal there for them on offense. And they're also dominating the face-off circle, and that's something that's Liberty struggled with this year.
Yeah, I think Tennessee's done a good job of making Liberty play 6-on-6. They're not giving them those easy transition advantages.
Back up top, this is Schellenberger. Leaves it off for Zimmer. Over the middle, that's a drop pass, and recollected, it had to be, by Liam Markey. Roll it back around. Tennessee doing a good job of ball movement right now. Has the Liberty defense on their toes. That's a shot that looked like it just kind of flew out of the stick of Zimmer. Right now, Liberty going with 2 defensemen and the LSM, and then looks like now they've added a 3rd defenseman now in Walker, as the referee almost got taken out by that shot. Side again. Shot wide.
Tennessee doing a good job of backing up these shots. And again, these misses, they're keeping possession. If you're going to miss outside the goal. Don't miss into the goalie's stick.
Zimmer, bouncer again, is wide, and with 5 seconds on the shot clock. In fact, they're going to give that to Liberty, as it looked like Ryan O'Connor, the former attackman, was able to win that back for the Flames. Here is O'Connor again on the clear. He had to make that transition this year. He wasn't going to come back and decided, I know I've been playing attack and playing really well, but what do you think of Deepole? And he came back in the fall, and all of his teammates said, yeah, he might be the best one we have now. Here's another really good Deepole, and Matt Walker gets that stripped out of his stick, and Janis recovers. Collisions behind the cage, but out in front goes Tennessee on a clear.
You like to see Liberty's attack help out that pole there, really work to get open, help him out. Tennessee's going to look to lock off defenders there and challenge that pole stick.
Now the Volunteers lose the ball, and Brody Ashworth trying to corral it, but he loses it. A lot of bodies being knocked around in the middle there, and finally comes out towards the midline. It is not scooped up yet, and now finally it is. And do we have an offsides penalty? It looks like failure to advance on Liberty, because the referees apparently had given Liberty possession back in their own end. And now they have to discuss this.
And again, Tennessee's going to put Liberty back into a settled 6-on-6 situation. Look to work that ball, eat some clock, build some confidence.
Again, another high-scoring affair so far in this first quarter. And by the way, we mentioned it, that was the first thing we thought of, was this is a Threads game. The uniform matchup is just outstanding.
Gorgeous. Got the powder blues, the Tennessee orange.
Officials are now explaining to the head coaches.
I'm not sure if there's a single school I can think of with those 2 color combos, a powder blue and an orange.
No, it's been a long time. This looks almost like an Ole Miss Tennessee game.
That's right.
Regardless, Tennessee will have the possession. Riccardi took it behind cage, and now they'll set up shop and more rotation. Tennessee has a humongous roster. 65 players on their roster for an MCLA team is quite a lot, and they actually had to turn people away. They said they had 110 tryouts. So that one is lost in the pass and collected by Warnstrom, the goaltender. As we said, replacing one of really a legend at Liberty, Ryan Reynolds, who was an All-American goaltender and started for 5 years. Liberty finally with some offensive possession here, as they'll look to get it going in this final minute, down by 1 early.
Liberty in a 1-4-1.
Will Geary just holding and just going to drain that clock. They do not really worry about the shot clock in this situation. Here goes Geary. Big downhill dodger. tough to stop once he gets started. Gets it to Carter. Now Branham looking for an opportunity. Cooper is shut down for a moment. He's double teamed for a second, now spins back off. Back outside, Geary fell down. Shot, score! Somehow that went off. His bucket falls off, and it goes in the net with 1 second left on the clock.
What a shot there by Liberty. Big goal to tie the game up with 1 second left. Prior to that, I think Tennessee's been doing a little bit of homework. They went to the 1-4-1. Tennessee immediately alerting the play that Mumbo pop. Inside guys popping out, outside guys popping in on either side on the dodge. Liberty did that. Tennessee defended it well, but Liberty stuck with the play, rotated the ball to the backside. Good shot. And big goal for Liberty there.
Going to be a double whammy for Tennessee. It looks like they're going to get a penalty here. I imagine it would be a slashing penalty if Geary's helmet came off.
Looks like they still need a defender.
It doesn't.
That was good.
It looks like somebody is in the box kneeling. I'm not sure if that's for a trainer or not. And now Tennessee, yes, has one too many on the field. So with 1 second, they will face off here. And Liberty will go into the second quarter with a man advantage. And I imagine a free clear.
If Liberty can win the ball in a second, it'll be a free clear. So this faceoff could, if it's a quick win, it could matter. Yep, there we go.
And they do. They got it.
Yep, that'll be Liberty ball coming out of the quarter.
Wow, what a faceoff win by Lance Bruno. First year here, and he is fired up off of that clamp. Liberty with some momentum heading into the second quarter. It is 4-4 after one period of play. We've got a good one here in Lynchburg in the D1 ALC semifinal. Back here in Lynchburg as we are getting set for the second quarter, a huge face-off win for Lance Bruno as the Flames are able to get a free clear after winning the face-off off of a penalty that results in them getting the ball right to go to start the second quarter up by, well, they're not up by, they're tied at 4 apiece. And it's been a good quarter, really, for the Volunteers, though. I mean, that's exactly what you would ask for after a quarter of play.
Absolutely. I think on that face-off, that might have been a nice reverse clamp he did to get that ball in, where instead of going forward, you kind of bring the head over and put the ball straight into the head of your stick to get that possession there with under a second left.
And a bad pass there by Mose, trying to skip it down low to the wing to Branham.
And that's something Tennessee's avoided all game, the unforced turnover for the most part. Doing a good job of not beating themselves, not giving Liberty the easy ones.
How they've dealt with this ride is not great today, as Branham had an easy one-on-one and he missed it. I'm not sure if he missed it or if Janice got a piece of it, but they do get the ball back. Oh, my goodness, you can't ask for a better opportunity than that.
Yeah, and as I said it, Tennessee with a quick turnover, something to beat themselves. Liberty just can't capitalize. Good save from the goalie there.
10-man ride there, and a good ride there as Branham was badgering Fender. Mose drops it, and that's 2 straight possessions for Mose with a forced turnover, and you wonder if the shoulder has anything to do with that. Quickly out in transition. Good pass for Tennessee. Drives inside, and a hung stick was checked. It looked like that was Matt Walker or Bryn Jungles that was able to check that out of the stick.
Great check at the last second there. But that's why you don't have those live ball turnovers by Liberty going the other way.
Holthos was the one that tried to get that shot off. He worked his way inside and just hung his stick a little too long. Liberty avoids disaster, and now we'll go back on offense.
Short was a little bit of a challenge back there.
Yeah, Mose always dangerous with a shorty on him, and that's his signature move with the backhand from behind the cage. And again, you do wonder how Keaton Mose is going to hold up in this tournament with that shoulder. Separated it against South Carolina, and then re-aggravated again last week. Flames' only losses so far this season have come to Virginia Tech, who's tied for the #1 team in the country. They beat Georgia Tech, who was also tied for #1 in the country. And then a loss down in South Carolina against the Gamecocks, the defending national champions. Tennessee playing daunting defense right now as there's a strip there.
Ball getting stuck in the Liberty stick a little too long there. Slide comes, ball needs to come out a little quicker.
That might have been Adam Gilmartin, who was playing pretty good defense, but on the clear, Tennessee almost threw it away, luckily able to repossess. Now we come back up top. It'll be Jack Sullivan to handle and start the offensive possession.
Tennessee with two guys on the crease, working together.
Tobias, seen a lot of action today. Long pass down low to Riccardi. Couldn't get his hands free. Tried to pass it through traffic, and the sticks were up for Liberty to force the turnover.
Tennessee going back to that same play, kind of a 2-2-2 coming down that wing. That near side guy on the crease is kind of popping above him. When that slide comes off, they're moving the ball to the backside, looking to re-dodge or move it.
Newton fights his way through defenders and clears it. And now second line looks like coming in for Liberty as they get some of the younger players involved along with Peyton Doyle. Trying to give Tennessee's defense a different look.
Like Tennessee has a guy stuck on the field also, playing defense right now. Weren't able to get him off with subs. It's like number 22.
It's Jack Sullivan.
I'd look for them to isolate him.
He's an offensive midfielder.
Yep.
Trying to
Tennessee
slip
sideline
underneath.
to get him off, but he wasn't able.
Random doing a lot of work. Try to get free and then threw it into the stick of a defender. Now they're moving quickly down the field. Looks like Nick Gold. High pass. Well, it was a little too high, but recollected, and Riccardi will settle.
That's another Liberty possession without a shot on goal. Another turnover.
And one of the things Liberty has ran into offensively at times is individual play overriding what the play might be on the field. And that time, Random really did try to take it himself there. Roll inside, and Matt Walker, who is so good at stick checks, able to get that one free, but he could not save it from going out of bounds. As Walker, another very dangerous All-American defender.
Like you said, fantastic stick check there. Defense loves it when you D2 a guy. Same play.
High shot. That one kind of slowed down in the middle there, it seemed like, for Warnstrom as he gets another save. And
again, you see that 2-2-2 downhill dodge. The near side crease guy popping above, looking to see that slide guy come off of him. No one comes, they're going to shoot it like you just saw there. If not, they're probably going to re-dodge that backside. Looks like Liberty's starting to make some adjustments there on defense.
That'll be a re up there as Janis in front again.
Tennessee not afraid to press out on this man either.
The scoring has slowed down significantly. It was 4-4 after a quarter, and we remain there as we're almost 6 minutes into the second. Geary, another save by Janis. And he gets pushed to the ground as Janis has shown a lot of heart between the pipes here. Reason why, 114 saves this year, he's been solid. That was his 120th. It's almost like a game of who will crack first here in the second quarter. The defenses have played a lot better here in the adjustments, and there's also been some costly turnovers by some offensive players. Here's Riccardi. Goes behind looking for Cutter. Holthaus is mirroring every move he makes. Going back up is Zimmer. Denied by Newton. That's a tough matchup for Zimmer. Newton pushing Zimmer along. Now he's got some space, goes in the middle to nobody. Hit Ryan O'Connor on the way to Eric Warnstrom's stick, and now it's a clear. Here they go again. On offense for the Flames, as a typical of the Flames, they're not really a fast break team. Even with fast break opportunities, they still like to slow it down and get their offensive midfielders on the field.
Looks like Tennessee is now locking off someone from Liberty on the far side. He's just content standing on the sidelines playing 5-on-5.
That's Evan Schock, the D-mid. They try to take him out of the play there. And another turnover for the Flames. So Tom McQuillan will see how frustrated he starts getting and how patient he will be on the adjustments that they will make. And now a flag has been thrown, a stoppage and a late flag, and there may be too many on the field for Tennessee. Or is it Liberty? Haven't had an indication to which one it might be. And it's looking like it might be Liberty. Still trying to get an official word from the referees. There was a stoppage, and then the referee looked like he was counting. But it looks like they're moving the ball down in favor of Tennessee's possession, so not sure if there was somebody that got caught in the wash on the substitutions there. You can see number 11, Evan Schock, who you mentioned previously, was standing on the sideline. That's typically a defensive midfielder, and maybe he was caught there not subbing off.
Yeah, it's interesting they'd lock off a defensive midfielder. Doesn't seem to make much sense, but we'll have to watch that going forward. One guy to watch going forward I've noticed is number 0 for Tennessee, Ashton Dunn. He's a defensive midi, but he's been winning about every single matchup he has with that short stick. And when you can trust those short sticks on those matchups, you can free up your pulls other spots. It really helps your defense out. So keep an eye on that number 0 for Tennessee.
Yeah, they like Ashton Dunn. He's a junior. 29 ground balls this year, actually listed at 5'6", but they said the most fearless guy on the team. One of our best defenders.
Holds ground well and has that low center of gravity. Nice, strong kid.
The officials now bring the two coaches together as Coach Copeland and Coach McQuillan are now in a discussion. And we are just as perplexed as they are. Find out what's going on. And with a 4-4 game, every possession really matters at this point, even though we're about 7 minutes, we're about halfway through the second quarter here. Dan Sapano, George Revercombe, former Appalachian State midfielder, here with you on Lacrosse TV. We've got all the action. We've already had the two Division II semifinal games, as it'll be a rematch of last year's final tomorrow, as an easy win for Charlotte. They able to beat the Citadel 25-9 earlier to get to the finals, and then Coastal Carolina held on over Wake Forest, a 16-13 victory to get to Championship Sunday. So it looks like it will be awarded to Tennessee, the ball, but it'll be a clear, and it looks like we're just going to restart this. There's no penalty, and we're going back to even strength as Tennessee will get a clear on this.
It might have been they thought Liberty had too many guys on the field, but I think they did not. Might have been
Wind continues to whip here. Liam Markey does a nice job of clearing it virtually by himself. There's a shot from up top, and Zimmer takes one that goes wide left.
Good job looking off that pass there, too.
Riccardi has a lot of good motions and little tricks to kind of pass off. He's doing these skip passes.
Liberty's 2-slide is awfully fast, which is what you want, but you are going to have that backside over the top guy.
Go up top to Schellenberger. What can he do with Newton on him? Takes a shot and a score. All he needed was his hands to get free, and he put one right below the bar to give Tennessee the lead.
That's a great dodge and a great shot. Tough shot to get that much speed on something while you're moving on the run like that. Schellenberger's a big player too, and so he gets downhill like that, gets his hands free, say goodnight.
Beautiful shot for JD, a sophomore.
And like you mentioned, he is a Marquette transfer, correct? Or
Tampa.
Tampa transfer. He's got a lot of that Division I size on him as well.
6'3", 210 pounds.
That's a load.
It's going to be a great matchup if Remy Newton's going to stay on him all day. Tennessee awarded the ball, another face-off violation, this time Bruno. What a great win right at the end of the first quarter. Well, that's the first goal of the second quarter, and we are just about 6.5 minute mark there.
Tennessee is still doing a good job of avoiding that costly turnover for the most part so far. Not giving Liberty the easy ones. Making them earn it.
Now back down underneath. We go up top to Tobias. Rolls it back. Looking for a shot, gets one off, and it's wide. That was Wiley Sayers, sophomore midfielder.
Not a whole lot of bounce shots happening today. You saw one there. Pretty soft, spongy turf. It's coming off a little soft.
Especially with the rain last night. Definitely been a softer play. He's caught without a stick now. There's a shot. Tobias, and not sure if that one was off the bar, or it looked like it glanced off of Warnstrom because it went right straight up in the air.
Yeah, they're going to call that a shot clock reset. I guess they ruled it too.
It was deep in the shot clock, and now Tennessee with another possession. Riccardi found a lot of open lanes, and that time Brody Ashworth able to get that pass to redirect, and then finds it at the midline as the D-mid will hand it off, and Liberty will resettle. Now Branham's going to take a shot, and that one goes wide, and it's going to go to Tennessee. That might have been a little bit questionable.
Yeah.
The official didn't see Mose coming on the backside there, and even Luke Branham looked like he might have been closer.
I think we might get a correction here.
Yeah, that is a correction. That was the right call.
Yeah. I think he just didn't see him behind him.
As they'll give the ball back to Liberty. Branham kind of a make-it-take-it shot.
Tennessee with a quick miscommunication there. It was a 2-on-1 for Liberty. Liberty misses the cage, but again, haven't seen many mistakes out of Tennessee like that. Can't keep doing that if they want to stay in this game.
Minus the make it. Mose, a bouncer, went just wide. Mose, again, hasn't really put a lot of balls on target. There's Branham, Luke Branham. Luke Branham, a freshman. His older brother, Cooper, the senior.
I think Liberty's spacing could maybe be a bit better, too. They're getting a little congested on the crease.
Mose, overhand shot, and again, great job by Janis getting low and making the save.
Some of this congestion from Liberty's offense, they're getting a little too in on each other, allowing Tennessee's defense to kind of slough in on a lot. So when that slide comes, Tennessee's kind of able to guard two guys with one. They're so close in. I'd like to see Liberty kind of keep a little bit better spacing, or at least kind of move a little bit more on that backside, make Tennessee pay if they're going to slide early on.
There's Schellenberger. A long stick defender on him.
And again, you can see the size on Schellenberger from here. Pretty significantly bigger than most of the Tennessee offense.
Got a younger defender on him, the sophomore, Ben Chun. All the way up top. Long shot goes wide. That was Mason Kane, a leading goal scorer right now. Actually second on the team in goal scoring outside of Schellenberger.
And like you mentioned, this result's a little surprising so far. You know, Tennessee doing a good job working their offense right now. Liberty getting a little rushed.
Let's see if they go on the fast break. Walker, shot by Branham. He let it fly and it went right in the net.
Great transition there. Look by Liberty there. Again, the 6-on-6, Tennessee's done a pretty good job of containing Liberty. Liberty gets on the break, gets those odd man advantages. They're going to take advantage of it. Too good.
A rare fast break goal for the Flames is somebody who doesn't really run a lot of those fast breaks if they do get them on defense is Matt Walker, but that time Walker decided I'm going to take it anyway, and Branham just has such an incredible shot from the outside that it can be very, very dangerous at any point.
And maybe they look to push that transition just a bit more with some of these struggles on 6-on-6.
Newton recollects. He's dangerously close to that sideline. Trying to get around. He's got to pass it off, and he finally does to Branham, and who has to stretch a little bit too close for comfort to that midline.
And you'll see both teams do that. If the face-off guy picks it up or if a pole picks it up, they're probably going to lock off everyone and try to jump that guy, thinking maybe this face-off guy doesn't have quite the stick skills, or maybe we can strip this pole.
And
try
now,
Liberty to handle that pressure.
Now a timeout with 2:30 to go. Tie game, 5-5 here in Lynchburg. I think Liberty is probably going to have a home field advantage, but to no avail. Tennessee doesn't care. They've got this one tied at 5 here in the semifinals of the D1 tournament. Come on back on Lacrosse TV. 2.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and Liberty with an opportunity to get the lead back. They are tied with Tennessee in this Division I semifinal matchup. Winner moves on to championship Sunday. And as we mentioned before, Liberty has never lost in the semifinals of an ALC tournament. They have been to 2 consecutive finals on Sunday. They won the first one in 2021. And then last year, a loss at the hands of Clemson.
Look for that Mumbo pop here out of the 1-4. Hope they're out of it now.
And now here goes Liberty again.
And again, those Tennessee short sticks are aggressive.
Branham with a Gil Martin really hitting him hard. There's Geary taking an off-balance shot. That one is high.
Tennessee also doing a good job keeping them out of the middle of the field. Taking away that top side defense, rolling them back.
Cooper Branham again. Sneaks it by right as there was very little room on that stick side of Janis, and somehow Branham fit it through a needle's eye and got it in.
Yeah, as you can see here, comes up the field. Not horrible defense, but the goalie comes off his pipe a little bit, sticks it near side. Good smart play by that Liberty offensive player.
Second goal of the day for Cooper Branham, and gives the Flames a 6-5 lead here with under 2 minutes to play. Do want to make a correction. Liberty has lost in the semifinals last year. In fact, sometimes we can get confused, and that's the broadcaster's fault on my part. So a loss to Clemson in the semifinal last year was one of the most exciting games in ALC history, as Virginia Tech went on to beat the Tigers in the final. There's a timeout there from Tennessee, as the Volunteers going to try to call up some offensive firepower here from the heavens. As now with 1:45 to go here, George, Tennessee down by 1. Obviously, they're in a good position still, but you don't want to, lose any momentum going into half.
Yeah, I think right here in the huddle, what you're telling your guys is we want to eat a little bit of clock here and run our offense. Again, we don't want to just get stagnant and hold the ball the entire time. We want motion, but we don't want to give up a goal here before half. Ideally, you're going to put one on the board, get into this half tied. But regardless, I think Tennessee right now with a 1-goal game, if you came in telling them the way they're playing, I think they'd take it. Again, in the 6-on-6, they're playing very good defense, very disciplined defense, forcing Liberty to get out of their comfort zone. And then on offense, although they haven't scored a ton, they're not making a ton of mistakes. They're valuing the ball and not giving those live ball turnovers going the other way to Liberty, where they're able to capitalize on that. Like you mentioned also, Liberty's 10-man ride has been a factor at times, but they haven't generated too many goals off that quite yet.
5 different goal scorers for the Volunteers today as well. So it hasn't just come from one place. The attackmen, the midfielders, and even some midfielders that don't normally play on the first line have contributed today on the scoring sheet for the Volunteers. Try to get another one here and tie this game back up. been a much lower scoring second quarter. It was 4-4 after the first quarter, and now 6-5 lead for the Flames. Back up top, shot Schellenberger, and a good save there. Warnstrom saw it in the whole way, and now Liberty will get out on the clear.
Look for Liberty if they can get a clear here, maybe even a timeout, take the last shot.
Oh, and a really nice clear, or so we thought, from the long stick midfielder Luke Rafferty, but Tennessee forced it loose, trying to get it again. Who will come up with it is the question. A collision in the middle, and now it comes right back out as Liam Markey corrals it. Big win for Tennessee as their ride is effective on that clear.
Now here with the shot clock, I'd expect Tennessee to look for the last shot.
Absolutely. 40 seconds to go here. Tennessee, shot clock is off. Drive by Kane. Fell down for a moment, and then Warnstrom might have got a piece of that. Bounces right back into the stick of Holthaus. Flag is down. Schellenberger shot, and that's saved by Warnstrom, who grimaces, it looked like, for a second there. But with 25 seconds to go, Tennessee is going to have a man-up opportunity that even if they don't score, at least they'll take that into halftime.
Yeah, if you're a coach at Tennessee here, what you want to say is, we're probably going to run offense here, but if it gets under 10 seconds, gets under 5 seconds, hold the ball, keep possession so we have the ball coming out of break. And they might even just hold it the whole time if they value possession coming out.
They would have a 35-second penalty right off the bat as Ryan O'Connor gets the call on him. Up top. Now back down low. Good open shot. And the spacing was fantastic by Tennessee. They caught Liberty off guard, and Ethan Holthaus, with the second goal of the day, ties this game at 6.
Good cut upfield from X there. Kind of C-cuts around this crease. Catches the defenders a little bit upfield. Finishes up top. Great finish. Little something to say to the defense after, I think, too.
Well, as to be expected, sometimes when you score that good and you get Rocky Top playing in the background, that's when you can talk, right?
Right.
16 seconds left in this half as Flames and Volunteers doing battle here in Lynchburg in the first semifinal of the Division I ALC tournament. Flames pick it up, and we'll see if they can get one final shot off. This is Shane Supek, and now a timeout called by Coach McQuillan, who is very upset at the officials. He is yelling at them because he thought he called a timeout and that more clock ran off, but 6 seconds will be how much time Liberty has to go here. And the officials might actually talk about this and see if they're going to add any possession time.
Sounds like Coach wanted 9 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they give him an extra 3.
We're going to find out. So right now here, what's your under 10 second play off a set piece?
I think you're looking for probably a quick feed to the crease out of some sort of pick action off ball. 6 seconds left probably isn't enough for a dodge with a slide coming upfield. I'd imagine they're probably going to attack the cage, but then have some off-ball pick action towards the goal, and probably if you're going to force a pass to the crease, you want to do that late in a quarter or a half where the turnover is not going to hurt you quite as bad. So probably try to force feed the middle, look for a high percentage look if it's there.
Liberty certainly with the capabilities to do so, and I'll tell you what though, Tennessee's defense has been particularly good. We've mentioned number 0, Ashton Dunn. I also think Adam Gilmartin has done a pretty decent job. I mean, Cooper Branham has had his shots, but for the most part, he's also had some shots that haven't gone his way, kind of been redirected by Gilmartin's play.
Yeah, there's D-Middy's great footwork, and a lot of times D-Middy's want to, take the ball away. They want to lean really hard, but doing a good job of staying disciplined. I might keep my action here on the crease, quick pick maybe.
Goes Mose, not a lot of time, 3 seconds, he'll go right to it. No, it's a quick stick shot, a beautiful job by Braden Landry with 1.1 seconds. Braden Landry is known for his incredible off-ball movement, and he does it again there as Mose drew all the defenders to him, and Landry came screaming towards the net.
Yeah, way to use the gravity of that pick. So the pick comes up. It looks like he's probably going to sweep across. Tennessee's kind of anticipating that, but he breaks off back down to the left side real fast. Slide comes to him, but the 2 slide is too high to anticipate that. Cannot get low quick enough. Great quick stick lefty finish by Liberty to tie. Oh, actually go by 1.
You can't give them any seconds on the clock. It's the second straight quarter we've seen a goal go in for Liberty with 1 second to go, and Bruno clamps it again and then wants a penalty for a little extracurricular, but they'll escort him off the field. And what we thought was going to be a tie score at halftime turns out not to be. Liberty leads 7-6 here, George.
I think Tennessee's pretty happy with that first half. I mean, if I'm coach, I'm saying, hey, listen, when we had them on 6-on-6, we were pretty successful. Where they got into trouble primarily is in transition odd man scenarios. Tennessee's doing a good job of not beating themselves at offense, and they're playing pretty physical right now, too. When the ball's on the ground, Liberty's getting on it fast.
We'll come back for the second half here, as we've had a lot of good offensive firepower in the first quarter. That turned into defense in the second quarter, but no matter, Liberty has a small lead, 7-6 on top of the Tennessee Volunteers in the first Division I semifinal of the ALC. Come on back on Lacrosse TV. "30 minutes separates Tennessee and Liberty from a championship Sunday appearance in the ALC final, and keeping that hope alive for a ticket to Round Rock for the MCLA National Tournament. Dan Zampano, George Revercombe here with you in the booth for Lacrosse TV as we get set to begin the second half. Tennessee winning the face-off off of a violation early here, down 7-6, and tying it quickly as Jackson Zimmer is able to put it home for the Volunteers. We were going to talk about that goal that happened for Liberty right at the end of that first half, but Volunteers erase our memory pretty quickly.
Yeah, great. Again, rolling back, seeing the slide coming, moving it to the open guy. It's not always even moving it forward. Good job rolling back across the grain there, protecting that stick, moving it. Good lefty shot, good finish. And again, if you're Tennessee here, you're 2 seconds away from a 2-goal lead. You're feeling confident if you play well, but you have to execute here down the stretch. Can't get too happy.
Any momentum that Liberty had going into the second half has now been thwarted. And we talk about it all the time. Maybe the most important time of the game is that middle eight. The last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half is vitally crucial to a victory, especially in these championship moments. That is a turnover for the Volunteers, and quickly moving it up is Remy Newton for Liberty, as the Flames will try to get set here unless there's a penalty, or a turnover, in which case there was a big move there by Jack Lydon to get that turnover. And down on the ground there is Mose, who's already hurt. It's going to be a turnover. The referees are going to give it back to the Volunteers, so Lydon, a big play on defense.
Tennessee bench likes it.
Still looking for a call and explanation of the Flames. Keaton Mose came off the field unhappy. As quickly they get the ball moving, and a drop pass was the only thing that prevented a really quality shot from happening right there for Tennessee. Lines one up, corner, and it's Schellenberger with a missile right to the top corner of the cage.
Point for Tennessee.
Great catch and release, and again, great pass to his shooting pocket, right up by his face. He's going to catch this, rip it topside right away. Defender needs to climb and get in this shooting lane earlier. A little bit earlier, get into those hands. Too good of a player to have that much space, that much room.
Big time shot by Schellenberger with a ton of room to take fire, and he does. And all of a sudden, what we thought would be Liberty coming out with some nice momentum into the second half, it has been all Tennessee to start. A big hit and a penalty coming up here. A call against the Volunteers as Lance Bruno hit the deck as Nick Gold put one on him to have a penalty.
Yeah, Tennessee playing with a lot of physicality. I think he got him a little bit high there.
So probably an unnecessary roughness call, more than likely. But again, the officials are going to congregate here. They've done that quite a lot today.
I think they're doing a good job of letting an aggressive game happen, but also not letting it get out of control. That's a good flag there, but they're also letting the boys play.
Well, we're going to see what exactly the call will be, whether they're discussing it's going to be a locked-in penalty or not. And here's the call from the official. More than likely unnecessary roughness, and now Coach McQuillan not too pleased with whatever the officials have come over to discuss with him. In the early throngs of the second half, 8-7, Tennessee on top. I mean, either way, Liberty will be awarded possession here. Question is for how long, and will there be a lock-in penalty, and what have you. Again, George Revercombe joining me by my side. Dan Zampano here with you on Lacrosse TV. We got all the coverage of the ALC tournament all weekend long, as the official calls unnecessary roughness and a 1-minute penalty. And what we thought we knew, we now know. Now we can get on to the game, as Liberty will have a free clear and a free possession with a man advantage. Try to tie this game back up. Anything in particular you look for on these man-up opportunities?
I think moving the ball quickly, unselfish play. As long as that ball stays hot, I think they've scored a couple times actually on these man-up opportunities. Just moving the ball quickly to the backside. They know they have those shooters. I think just unselfish play here is key.
Here's Mose, doesn't decide to go inside, and now comes back behind the cage. Remember, he's playing with a partially separated shoulder, and as that sling, and again, another turnover there. Mose, again, he's had a couple of times today where turnovers have plagued him.
Costly turnover there, man.
Tough pass, though, is nice job by Branham, who's done a really good job on the forecheck in his group to force that bad pass, and now Liberty gets it right back, and the penalty is still on, so about to end here, though, and Liberty, if they want to take advantage of it, going to have to go now. Geary, rotation again. The penalty is over. Carter down low, behind the back. It's Cooper Branham, perfectly set up, and the BTB goes.
Great job there presenting his stick for that pass. He knew he was open. He showed his stick, called for that ball, and it's a great finish. One of the most dangerous times on a man-up is when you release that pass at the very end. Tennessee was even, but they were not in yet, so it was still a 6-on-5. That defender sloughs off a little bit, thinking maybe anticipating that 6-on-6, and before that guy can get in to reset, Liberty capitalizes.
Right at the start of the end of that penalty, and Carter down low found Branham wide open in front of the crease, and a face-off violation on Tennessee is going to give the ball back to Liberty. So now Liberty hoping to create some momentum with that highlight reel goal from Branham, who, by the way, now has another hat trick.
Liberty doing a lot of midfield line subbing, looking to catch Tennessee off guard. Wouldn't be surprised if they do that later in the game.
His shot goes wide. By the way, Branham also with his 40th goal of the year off of that, as we've hit the 12-minute mark here in the third quarter. Back and forth we go, tied at 8. Really good one here on Lacrosse TV in the Division I semifinal. Mose with a shot, again high. That is actually going to reset the shot clock. It seems like that Janice might have got a piece. Cooper Branham across to his brother Luke and couldn't find him.
Liberty continuing to attack those deep holes by Tennessee, not having a ton of success there.
Ball was pushed towards the midline and now recollected by Mason Kane. Is Tennessee going to go fast here? Passes it off. Shot by Holthaus is denied by Warnstrom. And Warnstrom with another save is going to get it back for Liberty.
Great chance there from Tennessee, though. I got to finish that on cage. You got to fake high. You can't shoot high. Got a quick fake. You kind of finished high, easy save from the goalie. If you're going to fake high, got to go low there.
Liberty doesn't have to make too many subs after this possession. And they almost were offsides there, and the official didn't make the call as Keaton Mose ran quickly back around. And you could hear it from the fans and even from the Tennessee sidelines that they wanted a call. Here's Mose. Oh, the pass just too soft on the back end to Branham, but he makes up for it by forcing a turnover. Now Mose can create. Backs up, swims, is quickly doubled, and then driven back. Now flies underneath the defender. Tries to go again and gets a hit hard, heads to the turf, and forces a penalty. And with Moses' footwork and ability, that's the type of stuff that he can do. And now the penalty will be enforced.
Good job these last couple of possessions by Liberty, forcing quick turnovers by Tennessee, valuing the ball, getting a couple flags, another man-up opportunity here. See if they can pull ahead.
You do wonder, with Mose taking another shot and heading to the ground, with that shoulder, is an 85% Keaton Mose better than somebody else in that attack spot? Well, we shall see.
And he's been getting a lot of usage today, too. Running a lot of the offense through him. Had some success. He's also had some turnovers.
There he is. Tried to skip pass it across to his fellow Minnesotan, Geary. Now the ball is loose, still loose, and will be gathered up now by Bennett Newman, the freshman. Across the field, Mose, backside, Branham, howitzer shot, and takes the punishment, and he's got something to say about it too, with another goal, his fourth of the day, and Cooper Branham is on fire today for the Liberty offense.
Great ball movement there by Mose. Their unselfish play, thought about taking that shot instead. One more movement to the backside. Open look. Great shot. Big hit after the play there, too.
Big hit, as looked like getting in the face there of one of the defenders was Branham. But again, Liberty has the lead back. So we've gone back and forth with lead changes in this game. It has been intense. There has been penalties. There has been plenty of extra discussion by officials and by coaches to those officials in a little bit higher of a decibel. But nevertheless, it still remains 9-8, Liberty on top, and another face-off win for the Flames as Luke Rafferty comes out of the pile with the ball.
Good last couple minutes by Liberty after, and there's a turnover. But after a couple quick goals by Tennessee, good response by Liberty, but a turnover there hurts.
And that's the broadcaster's jinx right there in full form.
Tennessee did a better job of making Liberty play that 6-on-6 in the first half. Let's see if they can get back into that.
Oh, no look pass for some reason on that edge by Mike Matarazzo. And that's another turnover for Tennessee. Back up top, the Flames go back to work. Geary has it in his stick. He's been quiet. No, just one goal today, and it was a long outside shot that needed to beat the shot clock, and he did. Branham has been the scorer of choice, as this time he takes a tumble but gets right back up. Back up top, a freshman Newman. With the senior captain, Cam Carter. Got a dangerous left-handed shot. Now Branham, spin shot, but no, denied there by Zach Janis. 8 saves on the day for Janis, and now Tennessee going to try and clear this quickly.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dodge, beautiful question mark. Dodge, roll back. It's a pretty good shot on cage. If you're Liberty, you like that look. Got to put it in the back of the net. You'll live with that, though. Good long possession, good shot on cage, just a better save.
Janis is one of the staples for this team today and throughout. As quickly they're going to get another shot off, and that one goes wide. Janis.
Tennessee trying to catch them, subbing on the play there. Big opportunity.
Janis, a Northern Virginian, played at Paul VI. He's very good vision to see through defenders, according to his coach, Coach Copeland. They like his emotional leadership.
You guys notice kind of the game behind the game. A lot of these substitutions, the coaches are playing chess matches. Some guys will come off the field, run back in real fast. They'll sub through the midfield line. They'll group sub. Try to any advantage you can.
Lots of moving parts at the box. Now they move it back across. They're going to find an open area. Trying to roll. Now pass inside. Ball came loose. Kane trying to collect it, and it gets into the stick of Warnstrom. Liberty's defense has been pretty stout here since they gave up those first 2 early goals. They've settled in for around the last 7 minutes or so.
For Tennessee there, you'd like a better ride, just kind of seeding that player too easily.
Rose again. Now Geary. Big shot, and that one goes low, and I might have gone 5-hole on Janis there as Geary does what he does best. Downhill dodge and takes his shot.
That was a pretty low pick. I think he set that around the 25-yard line, about 15 yards off. That's about 5 yards inside of the box. When he comes off that pick and gets his hands free through here, he's going to get a look. Right there, already inside the box. He didn't even have to make anyone miss. Good shot across low. Tennessee's got to climb there, understand where the box is, start pressing that up a little bit higher.
Mose and Geary played together in middle school back in Lakeville, Minnesota. One went to Lakeville South, one went to Lakeville North. Of course, they argue of who's the better high school, and they don't have to argue about teams anymore. They're on the same team, and they've been a good tandem since they both came here. And a loose ball push coming up against the Flames. Tennessee looking to refocus, down by 2 now. And it's quite important here that they get a goal on this possession to not let this lead grow too much.
For Tennessee, you got to be wary of that Liberty offense. You cannot let them separate here from you.
Bolthas, who's been the goal scorer today, tried to get it to Kane. Ends up back to Schellenberger. Shot goes wide. And nobody backing up there for Tennessee. So Matt Walker is awarded the ball, and the Flames will get it back.
That's going to drive Tennessee's coach crazy right there. Turnover, not backing up a shot. Schellenberger with a good look. And I'd look for Tennessee to get the ball in his stick more, try to find him some matchups.
Geary, Mose, Branham! The younger Branham, Luke, puts one through, and the Flames lead extends to 3.
And we just talked about subbing. That's exactly what happened there. Liberty playing 5-on-4 on the other side of the field while Liberty subs, man-up advantage, and they stick it in the goal. You see Liberty, the defenders looking at each other, looking at the sideline.
Here's the replay.
5-on-4, Liberty's subbing, catches them, gets back on the field.
Much needed timeout.
Subbing things, they matter.
Coach Copeland calls a timeout for the Volunteers. They can't let this lead balloon any longer with 5.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Liberty has a 3-goal lead, 11-8 here in Lynchburg, and maybe it is a home field advantage for some sorts, but still got to win the game, and they're looking to get back to Championship Sunday. Come on back, come across. Back here in Lynchburg, 5:19 to go here in the third quarter between the Liberty Flames and the Tennessee Volunteers. George, Liberty has found a way to pull away finally. It's been very close throughout, but the last few possessions, Liberty's been on point with their offense, and Tennessee's just made too many mistakes.
Yeah, I think if you're Tennessee here, key is don't panic. It's a 3-goal game. It's going to be really easy to start getting sped up on your offense here, forcing things. That's exactly what Liberty wants them to do. There's plenty of time left. They need to run their offense and do what they did before, limit their mistakes in 6-on-6 and start winning these 50-50 balls on the ground. Liberty's looking like they want it more the last couple minutes, and they're doing a good job kind of possessing, dictating terms to the Tennessee defense. I also think Tennessee's physicality has helped them, but it also a couple flags down because of it. Liberty's capitalized on that.
Big day today for Cooper Branham, along with his brother Luke, adding 2 goals of his own. Cooper has 4, along with an assist. Here's Will Geary, who's had a couple goals as well. Back to Mose, rolls inside, takes a quick shot. I think that ball went in and then popped back out. Not entirely sure, and Mose goes down, and yes, it did. And a flag as well. The official is not very confidently calling goal, but did call goal nonetheless.
We call that one an and one. A nice little question mark. Backside roll protects his stick, and again, he dances through those defenders, a little bit of magician, and sticks in the back of the goal.
Mose, like we said, he's been taking some shots today, playing hurt, but you can see the grit and the toughness along with the, Tchaikovsky-level dancing abilities.
That's right. Slippery kid. And I know you mentioned that he was a heck of a football player as well. A lot of that toughness.
All-state football player back in Minnesota. Had a chance to possibly play it or just walk on at Liberty and decided lacrosse was where he wanted to go. And Tennessee not only going to suffer a goal from him, but also going to have to sit somebody. As luckily for them, they get a face-off violation on Liberty. Like you said, it is certainly not panic time for the Volunteers, at least from a coaching perspective, down by 4 goals with still a whole quarter and 4 minutes to go.
Liberty's starting to press out a little bit more as well. Starting to challenge Tennessee a little bit further out.
Sitting very patiently up top. Just trying to kill this.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. We're just trying to kill this penalty off. Seemed like you were going to say Liberty was just trying to pepper the ball carrier.
Looking for them to kind of double here, man up. A lot of times with this ball movement, it is tough to reach them. Looks like we're even again.
Penalty is no more. Tennessee can go to work offensively. Not a lot of time, though, with just 10 seconds. Kane inside, good look, but it was dropped, and Rafferty scoops it up.
Yeah, like you said, that's a great look. It's a look you want. You just got to catch that. Wow, that attackman must try to behind the back wrap check. Decided against it.
Tough to do in general, and then to get around the wide frame of Remy Newton, even tougher. Remy Newton last year tearing his ACL, came back. Wasn't sure how he was going to do this year in terms of availability, and he has made an incredible recovery to be able to continue to be a mainstay at defensive midfield.
Here's a Liberty sub trying to get him on the field before Tennessee can again. Hope they get in. And that's great to hear. Student athletes working hard to get back on the field and having success. You love to hear that.
Another tough guy, former football player, Pennsylvania native. Ryan Murbach with a shot. And they really like Ryan Murbach. They like him as a young midfielder that can get out and be a really twitchy dodger for them, going straight downhill and getting the shot.
Yeah, does a great job of attacking that goal from the middle of the field, so he actually has an angle when he breaks to his right here. Not enough contact to press him down the wing. He gets a shot off before. I want to see that defender contact him a little bit earlier to drive him further to the outside, but again, that's tough when he starts that dodge in the middle. If he had started that off the right side, it's easier for that defender to force him to the other side, take away that half of the field. If he comes from the middle, it's a lot harder to take away a half.
Liberty's shots have been much lower on these goals than they had in the first half when Janice was making a lot of saves. And maybe they feel like they figured something out with the goaltender.
Liberty was a little more hesitant, I think, also early in the game to take some of those outside shots. Lately, they're letting them go, and they've sunk a couple. This is danger time if you're Tennessee. Liberty with the possession right now. A lot of momentum.
Under 2 minutes to play, and we still got a whole quarter to play.
Tennessee wants to make this a physical 6-on-6 game, and right now they can't get that possession. Liberty getting the ball over and over again, running offense deliberately, dictating to the defense.
A lot of turnovers on the Volunteer orange side. Cooper Branham trying to stay composed, picking that ground ball up, and he does. Trying to leverage his defender. Can't get by him, though. Good defense there by Jack Lydon. Now Luke Branham. And a Ward coming up there, and they'll give it back over to the Volunteers with a minute 14 left in the third.
Tennessee's coaches would like to see a goal or two here before the quarter, get a little bit of momentum coming out. And if you remember, Liberty scored with under 2 seconds left in the first and second quarter.
And another errant pass to no one as Warnstrom smartly lets it go.
The first half, Tennessee was doing a good job on that clear, preventing those turnovers, actually keeping possession. Third quarter, Liberty's ride's giving them a lot of problem. Nice, easy clear by Liberty.
I was just going to say, Liberty's also doing a nice job clearing the ball. Those Tennessee attackmen certainly haven't been aggressive as the Liberties. You've seen them get some turnovers from the forecheck of the attackmen.
Yeah, Liberty, it seems like Tennessee's attackmen are a little bit in a zone ride, not really pressing up on the guys. And those middies in the back line need to do a better job of climbing up that field and making that a tougher pass.
Bennett Newman just walks right to the crease. Did it go in? We don't know. We're about to find out.
It looked like he might have got knocked into the crease there. We'll see if the goal counts or not beforehand.
Well, the goal shifted off of the line. They're not going to call this a goal. They're going to say in the crease. And now Tennessee trying to clear again. Somehow Mason Kane kept that ball in. And he gets a shot off. It goes wide. But even more importantly, they get possession. Or not, because now they're going to call Warnstrom closest to the ball.
Good hustle by the goalie there.
And a long pass with 10 seconds. Ryan O'Connor doesn't know his own strength on that one and throws it right almost down the street.
Just a little long.
Into Hillcat Stadium. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Liberty has started to balloon their lead, a 13-8 lead they have built here in the third quarter. Plenty of scoring on their side and causing some turnovers as well. We'll come right on back. 13-8, Liberty leads. Coming for the fourth quarter here on Lacrosse TV. Back here at Lynchburg City Stadium, site of the Atlantic Lacrosse Conference Tournament. Division II and Division I levels as we begin the fourth quarter. Liberty has gotten their lead out to a 13-8 advantage, and it's been behind really a lot of good defensive sound play and possessing that ball deep into shot clocks, George.
Yeah, I think they've done a much better job on 6-on-6, not turning that ball over, staying composed. Tennessee was staying in this game by not turning the ball over on 6-on-6, kind of hustling, winning those 50-50 balls. Liberty's done a much better job on those 50-50 balls, and they're really taking care of the ball now. As I jinx it.
You'll see that come from more than you think. As there's the turnover there, Tennessee getting out in front quickly. There's a shot that I think Warnstrom might have got a piece of, but the referees weren't back in time. I don't think he did necessarily. But that one is going to go wide off of Sam Knox's stick. Now Tennessee will get their offense set. Schellenberger. Shot goes wide. Tennessee has not scored since the 13-minute mark in the third quarter.
Some nice halftime adjustments from Liberty's defense.
Sticks were up, and Ren Jungles deflected that one out of bounds. Going to remain with Tennessee. And Matt Walker forcing not one but two balls loose and forcing the turnover. Another All-American defender there for the Flames. Been one of their best defenders. Very good at the stick check.
Certainly looked like it there. Great check.
Mose down low to Branham, and a patient pass from Mose as he was moving fast. Branham just snuck towards the crease and scored.
And we'll give the extra hockey assist to the defense there. Starts down there. Nice created turnover opportunity with a 1-on-2 even. Got the ball out of bounds. Liberty's going the other way off a turnover. Sticks it in the goal. Builds that lead up to 6.
Keaton Mose has normally been a high-flying goal scorer for the Flames in recent years, but this year has found himself to be more of a facilitator. Today, 1 goal and 4 assists for Mose. He has been a much better passer, especially after that first half where he had a couple of turnovers. He's calmed down tremendously and gotten a lot more patient.
Letting the game come to him. Stay nice and patient, which is especially easy to do when you're up by 6. Survey that defense. You don't have to force anything. Look for that easy pass.
Michael Riccardi going to hold on to it. Riccardi had a nice couple of assists in the first half as well. At that time, Holthus couldn't handle it, but regathers. Holthus, the only multi-goal scorer today. Actually, check that, him and Schellenberger. The 2 multi-goal scorers today for the Volunteers. Shot goes too high off the bounce. Might have got a piece of that one as the shot clock is going to reset, did Warnstrom.
You've seen a lot of that play from Tennessee again today. Dodge down that alley. Inside guy pops out to the upside looking to see that slide. That time Liberty didn't slide off.
Cardi pass, shot. Gets saved by Warnstrom. That was Zimmer.
That's the shot if you want, if you're Tennessee. Nice skip pass through there. Be a little bit more accurate on that shot. Good opportunity from Tennessee. Great save by Liberty.
And a good clear pass as well by Warnstrom out to Evan Schock. Flames take over again with 12 minutes to go. Feeling pretty good about their chances right now going out. They know that it's a tough deal dealing with an unknown opponent, but feel like they're battle tested. They feel like Tennessee was battle tested. They felt a lot healthier today coming into this, and one of the focus was definitely on the 10-man ride. Kyle McQuillan said that our 10-man ride is going to carry us there, and felt pretty confident in the matchup game today, and it's proven true. Murbach looking for his second, and he gets it. How about Ryan Murbach coming into this game and having 2 really sweet goals for the Flames.
Great shot, maybe even better assist here. Drives up the field, keeps on coming up the field. He's got a short stick on him, so he knows he's going to get his hands free. Hole finally does slide. He does a great job of just moving the ball one more time up top to that guy. Step down shot. Slide can't get back in time.
It was Bennett Newman that drew 2 defenders on that, and ends up being a little pretty costly for Tennessee with Murbach's long shot.
You young guys coming from X, just keep pushing up that field. The higher you come, when you roll back, you're going to have more space, and you can also survey that field.
Another win here for Tennessee. They've been doing actually pretty good on these face-offs now, out maneuvering the Flames at the dot today.
And if Tennessee is going to get back into this game, they're going to need a whole lot more of that.
Just haven't gotten any shots really of quality on Warnstrom really since the beginning of the third quarter.
A nice sub by Liberty.
Kane spins, fires, and that was actually a pretty good shot, the left hand, but it just went wide.
Tennessee was about to have an advantage there with a sub, but Liberty did a great job subbing through the midfield line. The guy beat him back in. Again, great sub by Liberty.
Holthus trying to force his way in, and a quick pass to Kane is off target, and Remy Newton is out and running.
As you said, that pass off target, kind of down on his hips, tough to handle. You got to get that pass up into his shooting pocket if he's going to handle that with so many defenders around.
Liberty rotating in that second line. They're keeping that second line on the field here. And now, again, playing with the substitutions as Evan Schock kept staying on the field as a defensive midfielder and then quickly tried to sub off. It's kind of an interesting strategy out there, keeping that D-mid out and almost playing a 5-on-5 game.
Yeah, and I think he's also looking to catch Tennessee subbing. So with that D-midi sometimes, he'll come up there and he'll wait to sub because Tennessee has an offensive midi on him, I think, sometimes, and that's why they're locking him off is I think they don't want that offensive midi to have to play defense. And with the subbing that Liberty's doing so efficiently, they know Liberty's going to sub through the midfield line. And a lot of times it's really hard to get a guy off the field on offense if Liberty's going to do that. You're going to come from the box on defense. Liberty's going to come from the midfield line across, and they're going to have a quick 6-on-5 opportunity. Again, good coaching both sides.
Cooper Branham just holding. With a short stick on him, a little bit dangerous here. An opportunity, but they believe in Dunn. He passes it off. Braden Landry in front, moved in. You could see Landry just slid right towards the crease as soon as Newman got the ball.
Tennessee slid there, and they did not need to. That's what gave up that goal. Number 0 for Tennessee's in good position behind the net, playing good defense. Tennessee slides unnecessarily with one of those poles, creating that rotation. Liberty recognizes it, makes the extra pass, and scores. Check this out one more time. Slide comes there. He doesn't need to be over there. He can't get back in time.
And the confusion at that Liberty offensive set created. Tough thing for Tennessee to handle, and there's a face-off violation for the third time on, looks like that's on Tennessee, or excuse me, on Liberty, and that's on Ethan Bohannon. So that'll be a 30-second man-up opportunity for Tennessee, their best opportunity of the second half. We go back to that play on the crease. Braden Landry, a transfer student from Colorado State, didn't play last year and is back for his first game in a few weeks after suffering some lower leg injuries, and now is here, and they love him as an off-ball mover. In fact, when they played Virginia Tech, Panchito Ojeda, as that shot goes high, said that was the hardest thing they had to deal with, was the off-ball movement of Landry is very, very difficult for our defenders, even at their size of defender, to deal with.
And coaches love having guys like that on the field. It's almost like having another coach. Having those guys moving off ball is so key with the timing, how they communicate, and how they move the nuances to their game. Free up the guy with the ball. It's almost an assist. Some of these off-ball guys drawing the slide away, drawing the 2 slide away, and freeing up the guy on the crease.
Kane with a good shot. Great save, opposite side by Warnstrom.
We've almost put in a stat that's a different type of assist, when you've kind of an earned assist where you draw a slide away from a guy. A lot of these people moving off ball are doing a good job distracting the defense and getting that 1 and 2 slide out of position, freeing up the guy with the ball.
Good catch there on the clear there by Newton. And once again, Liberty can just kind of settle in. 9 minutes, actually less than 9 minutes to go here, and it is a comfortable 8-goal lead for the Flames. But as we found out in our last game, comfort can soon turn into worry very quickly after Coastal Carolina was in control of their game against Wake Forest, and Demon Deacons put on a run that ended up a 3-goal game at the end. Flag is down, by the way, so Tennessee's just going to double the ball here.
Like they might be offsides here. Look for Liberty to eat the rest of this clock probably and then shoot.
15 seconds on that clock. And
they know they're getting the ball regardless. They're going to run some clock and then get a good shot.
Seems to be the strategy. There's a shot by Doyle. The transfer from Siena finally gets himself on the scorer's table.
Great cut there. Kept his eye on the ball. I'm not sure if Tennessee were ball watching or what. Looked like his defender lost him. Yep, just the ball watching on the backside.
Luke Branham credited with the assist, and for Doyle, it's been a long time coming. He suffered so many injuries back at Siena, playing up there, and they really weren't sure if he was going to even play this year, and found a way to get himself back on the field. He's eased his way into these contests, and really has only played half a season, but has so quickly got some camaraderie between him and some of these other players, joining up forces with the Flames. Seven and a half minutes to go, and remember, after this contest, the winner of this one takes on the winner of our next game. Virginia Tech, the #1 team in the land, as finally Tennessee puts one in the net. That is Will Tobias, who finally gets one to go. It's the first goal for Tennessee since the beginning of the third.
Yeah, good downhill dodge here. Gets downhill, good overhead shot. No slide or a little bit of a late slide there. Liberty a little out of position. Looks like that guy at the bottom of the field might be the slide guy. He's actually not. That's the adjacent guy. He's responsible for a guy behind the net. It looks like Tennessee had some off-ball action to pull that slide guy up. And that's why that off-ball action is so important. It freed up that open shot. No slide came.
Nice job by the Volunteers. Is now Bohannon, who was given a penalty earlier, now wins this face-off. As we were mentioning, it's going to be Virginia Tech, the #1 team in the country, taking on Temple. The Owls, who have incredible coaching staff. It's just 4 really good coaches at the Division I level here. As Riccardi has a nice move, kind of toe drag swag on that one, didn't he?
Yeah, great face dodge right there. Kind of got him with, he thinks he's going to shoot it, brings across his face real fast, which you don't want to face dodge too many pulls, but he gets away with it here with a nice split. Protects his stick, good finish.
Quickly, Tennessee with a couple of goals, and what was once a 9-goal lead is now back down to 7, and like we talked about before in that Coastal Carolina Wake Forest game, anything can happen if you rest on your laurels too quickly. And a face-off win quickly for Tennessee. Mason Kane. Good recovery, though, there by the Flames, and Tennessee will have to set up once again. That was a nice face-off win there for Noah Rogers. Here's Riccardi again, and that time O'Connor said back at you and got the turnover.
Yeah, tried that same move. That time didn't work so well. Face dodging and split dodging those poles is always dangerous. It's a 6-foot-long pole, so if you get within that 6 yards, they stick that thing out into your chest, and you bring that stick across your body. Often you're just checking this ball out of your stick yourself.
That's a failure to advance as Liberty a little careless with the time there, and we'll head back on defense, and maybe a little bit of life coming back to Tennessee. Not a lot of time, 6 minutes to go, but you never know.
I think this is a matchup they might try to go at right here.
Yeah, Schellenberger, long and tall, versus the young Ashworth, and Schellenberger, he might have let that go a little early. Back out to him. Spins inside. Shot wide. Tennessee has thrown a ton of shots in this second half, just not a ton on goal. Schellenberger trying to force his way in, and easy call for the officials. There's a crease violation there.
That's textbook defense. Staying topside there. There's nowhere to go.
We'll say Schellenberger is definitely somebody they want to have continue for them in the future. He's just a sophomore. Big downhill runner with a big cannon. One-on-one dodger, is really elite at that. Good shot. Impressive player that has big things to come for this program that, again, like we said in the beginning, has only really just starting out as a contender here. They have not had a full winning season since 2012, after their 2020 winning season was cut short due to COVID. It's a rebuild that Coach Copeland has taken on and has been successful this year. But Liberty today has just been too much offensively, as Luke Branham with a very nice shot in the middle to extend the lead.
Yeah, heck of a shot. I think that was with one hand.
Oh my goodness, it was.
Great dodge there too, coming across the middle. If you're a Tennessee defender there, you want to take away his strong hand and force him back across, take away half the field. That time he gets to his right hand across the middle of the field, draws a slide, good dish to the crease, and they can't get out of his stick. One-handed finish.
Sometimes you only need one.
Yeah.
Right?
Anyway.
Wow. Impressive from the freshman, Luke Branham. And another win here for Bohannon.
Smart by Liberty here, pulling the ball out, getting a possession.
Well, we're approaching 4.5 minutes, and with that goal, that might have ended any momentum that Tennessee has, as You always fight to the end. Coach Copeland is always going to preach that, but not their day today, and a good performance. They held serve in the first half, had the lead in the second half, but Liberty has just been very stout defensively today.
Looks like Liberty might have got a few reserve defenders in the game now as well.
Looks to be the case. Here's the attackman, or the midfielder, Rolowitz, tried to get it inside. Branham will pick it up. And coach is instructing from the sidelines. We're taking it all the way down. See if you can find your shot. Murbach, does he have a third in him? Not yet. 5 seconds. Does Branham have another? He does! Left hand bouncer. And Cooper Branham, who was already on fire today, has his 5th goal.
Great tough finish there with the defender right on him. He kind of gets inside leverage on him there with that backspin. If you're on defense, you want to stay on the inside of that body, force him back out. He gets to the inside, gets that shot off before the slide can get there.
And that is going to do it for him. He's going to come off. Well-deserved gratitude from his teammates, and 5-goal performance in the semifinal as Liberty gets back to Championship Sunday, a place where we could say there they have never lost in Championship Sunday, although they've only played in one. And Remy Newton had the ball, and Coach McClellan was trying to signal a timeout, couldn't quite get it. Quickly, Tennessee back up the field, and a quick shot to score as Kane finds Holthaus for another Tennessee goal.
Liberty's still in a good position here, but obviously coach isn't going to be happy with that. Again, we talked about it, live ball turnover in the middle of the field. What does that mean? Tennessee's going the other way. Fast break. Goal.
Holthaus in his final game here, a senior, is a 4-year starter, goes out in style as Ethan Holthaus has his hat trick for today. In a decorated career, finally got Tennessee back to a winning record. That's got to feel good for the senior as Liberty comes away with it.
Good play by both sides at the face-off X today. Both guys have been scrapping pretty hard in there.
So Liberty looking like with 2.5 minutes to go, they've got things in hand. They look towards tomorrow. And if the seeding holds serve, they would get a rematch with Virginia Tech, their in-state rival. However, Temple is not going to be a slouch in that semifinal, and that was actually the first game of the season for the Flames. So if it was Temple, that'd be a much different matchup than the first one. Rolowitz doesn't take it. Now switches left hand, finds it right on the edge of the bar. Thought he was going to take that shot initially, and Mark Rolowitz finds it left-handed instead.
Yeah, great ball movement by Liberty to the backside. The Tennessee defender actually does a pretty good job stonewalling him to the inside here, but he just does a great job absorbing that contact, switching hands, getting it on cage. Offensive guys to get those hands free around the goal. Good things happen.
That is a great shot by Rolowitz. He is a graduate senior from Ellicott City, Maryland. And one of the real team guys on this team, does a lot of work with uniforms and helmet designs and all sorts of extracurriculars for the Flames.
Well, he's doing a good job with that.
Yeah, he certainly is. He's trying to keep it as equal as that type of a shot that he just had. That was a really good one. Here's Rolowitz again. Tennessee still showing fight, even in defeat. So they will finish the season with a 9-6 record. There is Calvin Hurt with a shot that is saved there by Janis, who adds another one to his tally. Tennessee going to come away with it. And another clear that kind of thrown away there, and a 50-50 ball scooped up by Kane, if only for a moment. Now picked up by Braden Landry.
It's time on the clock. If Liberty can hold on to it, they get in the game.
And they can, and Kyle McQuillan wants things settled before anybody takes a shot that they may not want them to. And with 52 seconds on the clock and a 20-11 lead, Liberty's got to be pretty satisfied today with their performance.
Yeah, I think the guys really responded in the second half coming out, and I think that's going to be valuable for them to be in a tight game in the first half. I think that's a valuable experience to kind of beat that adversity head on, overcome that, and have a big second half. And again, give credit to the coaches and the kids for adjusting that offense, adjusting that defense, and really dominating that second half.
Well, it looks like we have about 8 different goal scorers today for Liberty. And obviously, we talked about Cooper Branham and what kind of danger he presents, but he also walked out of here with a good performance from our player to watch, Keaton Mose, who didn't do it in the scoring department, certainly did it from a passer's perspective.
Yeah, and I think they were definitely keyed on to him and drawing those early slides. He did a good job distributing the ball, especially in the second half, kind of settled in, made those smart passes. And again, give him credit, battling with an injury.
This was a very close game early in the third quarter. Tennessee had the lead, up 8-7. And you can see some of the hugs that are being distributed to guys like Holthus and Kane. They know that this is their last game for Ethan Holthus. And obviously it's tough to realize when your career comes to a close.
Yeah, and again, Liberty was up by 1 going into the half, but, I mean, again, they scored 2 goals at the last second of the first and second quarter. I mean, Tennessee could have easily had the lead coming into the half, and just, again, great maturity by Liberty coming out, taking care of business in the second.
For Tennessee, they'll look to build on this one as Landry shot. Nice save there by Janis, up close and personal. Yeah, that's his 10th save unofficially of the game. Tennessee will look to maybe add one more if they can possess it. They do with Kane. As 20 seconds go by, Kane going to push, and there's a turnover. So for tomorrow, Liberty, they've been home for a few weeks after a long road trip all around the country. They've come home for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and they were building up to this spot to win in an ALC tournament setting. Mission accomplished for mission number 1, and mission number 2 looms large tomorrow as they look to Championship Sunday to try to finish out an ALC tournament championship. The final score, Liberty 20, Tennessee 11. George, final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts. Again, great response by Liberty in the second half. Tennessee played a tough game. I think both sides came in thinking that they're going to be physical, come out hot, and they both did. And again, Liberty settled in the second half and earned that win.
As we said, the final score, Liberty 20 and Tennessee 11. They'll advance to championship Sunday tomorrow to the winner of our next matchup, Virginia Tech and Temple. Coming up next.